Hi, thanks so much to everybody who has joined the National Solar Tour Partner call. We're really excited to see so many great folks on the call. Really appreciate everyone taking the time. My name's Kara. I've been emailing with many of you about everything National Solar Tour related. I also have my two colleagues on the call who will be taking over the majority of the content of this call, who is our awesome communications team. We have Tracy Hall, our social media specialist, and we have Ben Delman, our communications director. And they're going to be going through some of the media and social media related resources that we have available to everybody as partners, providing some insight into what Solar United Neighbors will be doing in a coordinated way to do media and social media all across the country to promote these events, as well as some areas that we might love your support in. And then we'd really love to also hear from each partner about what each of you plan to do in terms of promotion, or what area you have of interest, if it's a certain amount of open houses or a certain locality, and any other resources or things that apply to you to make it really easy to spread the word about all of these events. So with that, I will turn it over to Ben Delman, our communications director, to kick us off.
Great, thanks, Karen, and thank you to everybody on the call for taking time to join us today. I know everybody's pretty busy, so I'm going to do my best to keep this to the time allotted. As Karen mentioned, we're going to take this time to talk about the promotional things that we're doing to help spread the word about the National Solar Tour coming up October 5th and 6th. Make sure you visit nationalsolartour.org to RSVP. So Tracy and I are going to kind of take you through what I call sort of our PESO model. So paid, earned, social, and owned media, the various channels we're going to be using to generate attention and RSVPs for the National Solar Tour. So I guess with that intro in mind, Tracy, you want to start us off here with some of the promotional things that we'll be doing on your side of things?
Sure, thanks. So we are providing sort of a social media toolkit with sample posts for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, along with instructions that we ask that you would please tag us in your posts and use some of the hashtags that we are also providing in that toolkit so that we can sort of track the success of everyone's various social media campaigns. We've also provided logos for the National Solar Tour, Solar United Neighbors, and ACES, and those are in a JPEG format for right now on our website that you can cut up and use as you need them. And we're providing graphics as well for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram that you can use along with your posts. Another thing we're doing for our overall strategy for the National Solar Tour in general, we have a map that we're using at nationalsolartour.org/map that's with links to RSVP for those events. We've sent out the individual links for every event to the hosts, the homeowner hosts of those open houses and the businesses, so that along with a custom graphic with their link on it that they can post to promote their event. We're going to be creating those individual graphics with links for installers as well, with a custom map view that shows their events. And we also have, oh goodness, I sort of lost my thread, sorry. Yes, so we will be, creating those custom graphics for installers and sending those out in the beginning of next week. I think that covers everything we've got social media wise for the moment. If I could kick it back to Ben.
Great, well, appreciate that. Tracy, do we also want to talk a bit about any of the paid promotion we're going to be doing as far as the solar tour sites?
We're going to be doing some paid promotion on the national level with Solar United Neighbors, but I don't think we're going to be doing anything with partners and installers.
All right, good. Thanks for clarifying that. All right, well, great, Tracy. Thank you for that. I guess I'll take the next part of this call, just talk a little bit about what we're doing in terms of earned media. We found that last year that was a really effective way to generate attention about the tour, but also drive people to the sign up and actually attend the Solar Open House. So we want to really do a great job of that again. I think there's really kind of two types of earned media stories we saw last year, and I think that we're going to see this year. The first is the sort of the preview story. So engaging with a reporter, hopefully with one of the Solar Tour hosts, to come out and interview them before the weekend of the Solar Open House, ask them about their system, why they're going solar, why they're hosting, take maybe a tour of the system. It's a great visual we found, and so that was a really helpful way to get some coverage. And then second is the day of the tour, encouraging a journalist to come along as people are actually engaging on the tour. And that's another, I think, great way to generate attention, but also attention around the tour. And I think importantly, particularly in areas where maybe solar isn't as common, is a way to demonstrate that, hey, like solar works here. It's not this sort of far off fancy kind of thing, but it's something that somebody in my community is actually doing. And so in the next part of the call, I want to kind of hear from the folks who've joined us what sort of things are going on locally in their areas that we might want to use as additional hooks in addition to the solar tour. So I don't know if folks on the call have thoughts on that. We'd love to hear. We'd love to hear some thoughts on what's going on that we can kind of piggyback off of. Okay, well, let's let me maybe kind of salt the feed a bit. So we're going to be, in addition to the social work that Tracy mentioned, also working directly with the homeowners to provide them with a draft advisory and list of media in their area, encouraging them to reach out to their local reporters as a way to spread the word about the tour. And we're going to be looking to provide as much support for them as we can here, but would also be curious to know if any of the partners on the call, if you had any thoughts to do your own outreach and want to see where we can be helpful in that endeavor.
Release format, that'd be great.
So, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, one of my real estate listings is actually participating in the tour, and I have gone out of my way to do Facebook target marketing to get people to sign up for that open house on the tour, which I thought was cool. And I don't know if we're still taking people to sign up for the tour, but if you guys have a flyer, when I am driving around and I see people with solar on their roof, I stop and talk to them anyway, like just tell them that I exist. So that's my specialty in real estate. But I could be driving around and promoting this in the next couple of weeks, and it gives me a little bit better of a reason other than real estate to talk to people. I don't know if that's a possibility, but if there's still room for people to sign up, I definitely could be boots on the ground to knock on some doors for that.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for that offer. That would be great. And just so everybody on the call knows, we are keeping the sign-up form for people to sign up to host a solar open house at nationalsolartour.org/host open through this Friday. We may accept people after the fact, but this Friday is the last date that we can provide everybody with the physical mailed resource packages and all of the information and materials that we provide. But we can definitely, I'll follow up with you and share that flyer and some promotional information. But definitely anybody on the call who still knows people that would like to sign up, they're welcome to sign up for the next couple of days. And one other thing I wanted to just bring to everyone's attention, some of the materials that Tracy was explaining earlier are draft or sample social media posts, a sample email text that you can use to send to your network about the events on the tour, a sample press advisory that you can use, and all of those kind of graphics and logos that we shared. All of those can be found at nationalsolartour.org/promo, PROMO. I'll also send this around in an email after the call to everyone, but keep an eye out on that. We're adding a bunch of new materials to that today and over the next couple of days to continue keeping all of the content fresh. And we want to just make it as easily accessible for you as possible to incorporate into your regular communication streams or whatever you're able to do to help promote.
And then I also belong to a national networking organization. It's all females. And I can promote on their Facebook group page, and that'll go out to all 50 states. So I will look at the promo materials and post that too, because it's a national thing, a national network that I think would be very beneficial for them to know about it all over.
That's a great point too for anybody on the call as well. In addition to like what we traditionally think of as posting on social media, I know Solar Night Neighbors has definitely found it helpful and useful to identify different Facebook groups that might have solar homeowner interest, or identifying, key Facebook groups in certain regions and posting about these events there. So that's something we're encouraging hosts to do. But if you are also part of any other networks, even social networks like LinkedIn can be really useful to post on. Definitely encourage kind of as many different types of spreading the word as possible.
This is Ryan with All Energy Solar. Just had a clarifying question. Want to understand, it sounds like we at a local level are the ones responsible for getting word out to the press. Just want to confirm that. And then just also was curious, is it listed what you are mailing out to the homeowners on that promo website, or what's kind of included in that mail packet? Like, do they get a yard sign and stuff like that, or what will be in there? I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah, that's a great question. I can take the promo materials or the materials that we send to the homeowners, and then Ben, if you maybe want to share a little bit about the media strategy. So yes, I will send around this in a link as well after, but if you go to nationalsolartour.org/host resources, there's a whole list of all of the materials that we provide to hosts. So each host who signs up on nationalsolartour.org/host will receive a mailed resource package that will include a yard sign that says like Solar Open House. It has a date and time with open space so they can write in their specific information, and then an info about the National Solar Tour. So they can have that out leading up to their event. We also send them a bunch of printed flyers, both full page flyers as well as quarter sheet flyers, that has their specific custom RSVP URL and their own information about their event that they can use to spread the word about their event locally, put the posters up in different local businesses or local community spaces, and potentially distribute the little flyers over to their neighbors or other friends they may have. In addition, we provide them with a bunch of Solar 101 resources. So we have a Solar FAQs document that lists some of the key questions about solar, like a how solar works graphic, some photos of different types of solar installations on different types of roofs, and just some really basic kind of information so that they have some resource materials to have out at their event. And then we also provide them with sign-in sheets to have out at their event. And we have a mechanism for them to be able to collect attendance for their events. So that's kind of the suite of materials that we provide. And we definitely encourage, especially for any solar installers that are on this call, or even organizations as well, we could do this for. We definitely encourage you to reach out to your customers who are participating, and like if you want to have additional materials that you offer them, or if you have, you know, business cards or any, you know, collateral or information that would be helpful, we definitely encourage the installers to be as involved as they want to, but we're also not wanting to burden you with that, so we're taking the opportunity to provide them with some of the basic Solar 101 information and some promotional materials for their event. And Ben, did you want to respond to the
Great,
media?
thanks, Kara.
Yeah, Ryan, that's a terrific question. I think something I wanted to definitely touch on this call is, you know, and get sort of a sense from the folks assembled what capacity you all would have to, in your local areas, you know, provide that media support with, you know, several hundred sites, many several hundred sites across the country. You know, we're doing everything we can to try and provide outreach support for all of them. But if, you know, the more hands that can take a part of that, I think the better off we're going to be in terms of making sure we reach everyone. So Ryan, if I can ask, where are you calling in from?
Yeah, I'm in St. Paul, Minnesota. I think we've got customers on the tour in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, and maybe some in Massachusetts. And certainly have some connections to local small newspapers throughout our territory.
Great.
So that's certainly something we can help with. I guess it sounds like if we are able to establish leads and opportunities to promote the tour, would anyone from your team be a good point of contact to offer like a quote or to be interviewed, or would you want us to handle that more or less?
Yeah, if you've got folks who are interested to chat, we're more than happy to provide quotes, interviews, whatever you need. We want to really be a resource for you all. So yeah, that's, yeah. Short answer,
Would that
yeah.
be you,
Please.
or get in touch with Kara? Would that be you, or should we get in touch with Kara, or who would be the person for that?
I'm happy to handle all that, Kara, if you're okay with that.
Sure. All right, that
Yeah.
helps. Thanks so much, Ben.
I'll just mention too, I think most folks have an updated list of the solar installations that are being featured from your company on the tour. If you haven't received a new one recently, please reach out to us and we'll definitely send that over to you. But we also can help to connect, you know, if needed, we can help to connect you with a host who might be able to provide a quote, or if you're trying to get in touch with a particular person, we can help to connect, especially for media purposes. So feel free to loop us in at whatever time is useful to you.
Okay, great. Can I make a suggestion? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, this is Ray Osborne from Cape Canaveral, Florida. And in previous year, I used an app called Periscope, and we'd actually do live recording at a particular site. Periscope is part of Twitter, so it's got a lot of name recognition, and it's kind of a way like maybe you might want to call it podcasting or broadcasting or TV. And I just wanted to throw that out there in case somebody wants to pick up that app and then show, you know, while they're doing a solar tour, just kind of walk around the house just like you had a person there and talk about it. That way we can broadcast it out to many other people all across the United States and even the world, really. And it's called Periscope. Any thoughts? Any takers?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to film your tours, or if anyone wants to film their tours or any part of National Solar Tour and upload it to their social media, again, we provided tags and hashtags that you can use to sort of tie our entire strategy together. And we would love for people to do that. That would be great.
Yeah, just to piggyback on that idea, I know for a lot of our events, we've had some good luck doing Facebook Live, if that's a platform you all are familiar with or comfortable with. And, you know, and I guess the same rules would apply. You know, we've got, you know, hashtags and ways to get that all connected. So there's a way to, you know, further promote that on that platform.
Yeah, you could even get even more imaginative and inventive with it, and maybe have a drone flyover of a particular solar install, and you could look at the solar panels on the roof and stuff like that, which is another thing I wanted to kind of bring up. Do we have any kind of very unique systems like I'm an investor in clean energy, and I know that Enphase does some really interesting grid agnostic inverters and stuff like that. We're breaking it down to areas of technological interest with solar and some of the solar powers. I know SunPower, the manufacturer's got some really new state-of-the-art panels out there. We're breaking out an index that's listing what kind of inverters are in houses and what kind of panels are being used.
We definitely have not gotten that specific in any of our resource materials, but I think that, you know, the more information we can provide folks, the better. So if anybody has any resources like that that they typically share or that they think might be helpful for other people to see, especially hosts, so I'm more than happy to, you know, share different materials as ideas. I think a lot of hosts like to create, you know, some more specific materials that maybe about the specific production of their systems or their electricity savings over time. So yeah, I think the more information and resources that we can provide folks, the better.
Okay.
So I was thinking of like a legend. I don't know if we had a map with a legend in it, or say something that this is using string inverters, you know, this one's using Enphase inverters or key or something like that. It would be on the map, so people who have a particular interest in a particular kind of configuration, or here we have a you know, a ground mounted system, or here we have a solar system for a parking lot, for a parking canopy or something like that. And I think
we do have some of that that's actually coded, which is really cool on the map. We have it's sort of different sustainability features. We kind of heard that feedback last year and tried to provide people with more ways to share the different features of their systems. So we asked people and display on the web pages in the map whether they have a ground-mounted system or a rooftop system, whether they have passive solar, solar photovoltaic, solar thermal, and then we provide them with a suite of different features that they can list that their property has. So yeah, I can definitely, you know, take that as feedback for next year, that maybe we even get more specific and ask people about the companies that their inverters come from and more details. So it's a great idea. Thanks.
Okay, so yeah, I think any other sort of I want to make sure you know, we're getting all these good ideas out here. Any sort of other promotional ideas, kind of like either channels or things you guys might be doing locally that other folks would maybe want to also do?
Sure, I've got one more. This is Ryan Biggie. I know we're just planning to email our database. Just want to encourage other installers to do that. That anyone who hasn't gone solar with us but has not opted out of emails, they'll be getting a message to alert them about the tour. And so that's one way we hope to drive traffic. I know we have a good amount of unqualified or non-responsive leads and opportunities in the database, and that's one thing we'll be doing.
Okay. Well, wait. So, and I apologize for not doing this at the beginning of the call, but I think it might be useful if we just kind of go around the list here. I'm going to go in alphabetical order at least as they're listed on my sheet. If folks could just briefly kind of introduce themselves, you know, where they're from, and kind of what they plan on doing to promote. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to start. This is totally in alphabetical order, so I apologize if your name is toward the beginning of the alphabet. Amanda Welts. Amanda, can you hear us? Or can we hear you?
Amanda sent a message. She has no mic there.
Oh, never mind. All right, we'll go on the list. Caitlin Garrity.
Hi, this is Caitlin. I am a solar with solar installer Third Sun Solar in Ohio. And to promote the tour, we will be using kind of our just common channels, our email marketing features and Facebook and socials.
Okay, great. Next, Daniel Pickle.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you just fine.
Hi, great. Yeah, my name's Dan Piquel with NABCEP. So our plan, and what we've been doing for the past few months really, is email folks on our listserv, which is about 30,000 solar installers and stakeholders. We've been working on putting out messages through social media like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. We've also been bringing some materials to various different conferences and industry events that we've been going to, like we were at the Energy Fair out of Wisconsin a few months ago, and we bring some stuff to SPI. We're out there next week. So that's our plan moving forward.
Great. Have fun in Salt Lake City. Supposed to be a blast. Next, Dara Bortman. Dara, sorry. Okay. Moving down to Aaron Higgins.
Oh, Dara, do you want to? Looks like you're on.
Yeah, I had trouble unmuting. Yeah, we're just doing the same thing. I'll try and contact our local, local community newspaper to see if they can do something also.
Okay. Sorry, where are you calling in from?
I'm in the greater Philadelphia area.
Okay, great. Aaron?
Sorry, okay, can you all hear me?
Yeah, just fine.
Okay, I'm with the Local Energy Alliance program. We are in Charlottesville, Virginia. So we do solarized campaigns where we help connect homeowners with discounted solar rates, but our primary business is actually energy efficiency. So we have a pretty decent sized list of people who've signed up for it, that they're interested in installing solar. So we're gonna send an email just telling everyone, we're actually gonna be hosting a tour here because we have solar panels on our office building.
Oh,
which is actually a residential home. It's kind of weird. I'm actually in the office, which is a bedroom right now. So we are going to email our list and just tell them that we are going to be hosting, since we already know that they're interested in solar, tell them that we'll be hosting at our office. And then we'll do some social promotion. And I was also thinking about, and I thought this might be an idea for others, we recently learned about a program on the radio where you can call in as a nonprofit. I don't know if other stations do this, but it might be worth looking into. WINA locally in Charlottesville offers, they do, what is it called? A Plug Away Monday, where you can call, if you're from a nonprofit, and you get a minute to promote anything you have going on. So we did that for an event recently. So I'll probably do that as well, where you just call in and they give you a minute to basically tell them your nonprofit and what you're doing. And so you'll be live on the air to whoever's listening to the radio. It's usually in the morning when people are on their commute. So that might be an idea. It's sort of free promotion that's pretty quick and easy. So that's the only other thing I was thinking.
That's a great idea, Aaron. I've never heard of that before. I'm definitely going to check it out, and be interesting to see if that's something that exists in other places as well.
Yeah, I know, at least they used to. I can't remember which of the stations it was. There's a TV station, one of the morning shows in Minneapolis that does kind of a similar thing where they'll feature, I think it's on Friday, like a nonprofit that's doing stuff in the community. So yeah, that's, I think, definitely something to sort of look into in your areas to see if there's something similar. But yeah, and if you guys, if you hear of one, please share with the group, because that would be good for us all to know. Right, just yeah, go to the list. Hannah Weigert.
Sorry, what name was that?
Hannah.
Oh, hi. Hi, if you guys can hear me. Yeah, so I'm here in the DC area with a solar installer, Ipsun Solar, which has recently been installing a ton of projects in Northern Virginia, particularly. So we are now at 6 homes registered, including mine, and including 2 that have battery storage, which is super fun. And so we've actually been working with, as it happens, the State Sierra Club is in the lead on some press work. And we've been coordinating with them to try to push out, I guess, a media advisory ahead of time that has quotes, particularly relating to like Tesla Powerwall, backup power paired with solar kind of angle that we feel like is going to get more attention for a couple of those locations. And the customers are super psyched to be featured. So that's been really fun.
Great, that sounds terrific. Catherine Bailey.
Hi, I work for NBBCA, so I'm also based in the DC area, and we're going to just probably continue to promote on our social media and our newsletter, as well as our members newsletter, which we have previously promoted on, like talking to the solar companies we work with, being like, hey, if you have any customers who might be interested, like maybe they should sign up for this. And then the weekend of, we were gonna like live tweet on Saturday of visiting like different properties that are showcasing solar.
Great. We'll be we'll be sure to retweet those, right? Right, Tracy?
Yeah, definitely. And anybody, honestly, we've provided sample posts and tweets, but you feel free to post, of course, anything that you want to do to promote. And if you could just nicely like tag us and use some of the hashtags that are provided, just so we can sort of keep a monitor on all the activity, that would be great.
And I'll just throw out, I personally follow all of the hashtag National Solar Tour posts on Instagram and Facebook, and I've been very excited and appreciative to see many of the folks on this call and all of our other partners already putting up some really unique and cool posts. So thank you, and keep doing that. We're definitely helping to get the word out, and we're getting so many people just signing up from organic awareness and hearing word of mouth. So that's definitely all thanks to you guys. So thanks for all the efforts you've already done as well.
Yeah, very much so. Next, Keith Hebener.
Yeah, hi everybody. Keith Hebenor from Nexamp. We are a solar developer of community solar farms. So we have chosen to host this year at 3 of our community solar sites in New York. We develop different places around the country, but we're focused on some projects we have in New York right now. So our promotion is consisting of emails to our existing subscribers, because each project supports several hundred subscribers to the community solar farm. So we're inviting folks who are already subscribed to come out and see the project that they're subscribed to. But we're also promoting to our prospects, folks in our sales funnel, and then doing kind of a regional digital marketing campaign for folks within a certain radius of those zip codes to come out and take a look and learn a little bit about community solar, how it works, how to get involved, etc. So we'll be doing that activity. I will also be reaching out, and have been reaching out, to the local media folks. Somebody mentioned it before, but my plan has been to maybe try to get an editor or two out ahead of time to take a tour and then write about the farm, and then be able to promote the upcoming open house. So we're going to do those 3 locations this year in New York, and between the digital marketing and the media relations work, and then certainly our own social channels, we're hoping to get a good turnout if the weather's nice.
Yeah, that's the one thing we can't control. I swear every time I try to do like a photo of a solar system or a video of a solar homeowner, it's always cloudy and raining. So, but Keith, I'm curious, where about in New York State are you?
So we are focusing on 3 projects, generally in the Hudson Valley area. We're opening up farms in that area with Central Hudson Gas and Electric, with Rockland Utilities, and with National Grid in that area. So those are the 3 projects that we're opening. We have projects all across New York, but that's kind of where our focus is right now on driving new subscribers.
Okay, terrific. That sounds great. Let's move down the list here. Catherine Bailey. We already got Catherine, sorry. May McDonald.
Hi, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Okay, so I'm from IPS Solar here in Minnesota. We do commercial, residential, and community solar gardens, more so with a focus on commercial and community solar gardens, but one of our residential clients is participating. We plan on blasting it out on social media and doing some email marketing. We have in-house seeing kind of what the homeowners also interested in doing, and seeing if we can provide them with any materials to make their visit more successful. If we can get a drone out there, I think someone suggested that. That was a really good idea. We like to get our drone out as much as possible. But yeah, so I think we'll just be doing all that. We do work with the media relations team, so if once we get over those press materials, we can easily just tweak them a little bit to make it relevant, and then shoot it out to them to pitch to some local news sources.
Terrific. Moving down the list. Shayna, good. So I think, I see you've chatted us. So you're going to share your information on email, social, and can you do so? Terrific. So moving down, Sean O'Brien. Hey, Sean, you still on? Must have dropped off. All right, now I'm just looking at a bunch of numbers. So who's 716-634-3780? Okay, or 678-865-4601. Somebody can think that figure is easy, or area code? No? Oh. All right, well, I guess thanks everybody for joining the call. Any other thoughts or ideas or promotional things folks want to share?
Yeah, I was going to introduce myself.
Oh, hey, Ray, sorry. You must have been up on the top. You already spoke. Sorry, Ray, go ahead.
Okay, and I didn't catch your name.
Sure, it's Ben Delman from Solar United Neighbors.
Oh, Ben. Okay, Ben. Yeah. We have a big Solar United Neighbors here in Florida, too. So it's really cool what you guys are doing. And I have a company called A1A Research. And for the past 3 years, I've been helping out doing solar tours. I organized a solar tour myself for a solar tour of businesses. And that's where businesses are using solar. And we went to places like the American Muscle Car Museum, which has a huge solar farm out there, or a solar ground-mounted solar array. And then we've had like businesses using like for their employees parking lots, solar parking canopies. And I've been working with a group called FREA. I don't know, anybody heard of FREA at all? That's the Florida Renewable Energy Association. And they're like a subchapter of ACES, the American Solar Energy Society. So I've been doing that for about 3 years now, and really helping out with solar tours and help organize them. And, we learned some good tips this year. We learned good tips from previous years that we're incorporating this year. And that is we're trying to find solar open houses that'll be kind of close to each other, so people don't have to travel from one side of the county to another like they do in Brevard, or like in Alaska. We had a guy from Alaska. You have to go to another side of the mountain to get to the next destination. But having said that, I'm also running politics now. I'm involved in my city council. And I have a clean campaign, I'll call it. It's clean energy, clean water, clean environment, and also smart growth. But we also accepting climate change too into that equation. And I'm very interested in getting a more friendlier solar policy for homeowners and residents and businesses, so we can get maybe better net metering rates. Here in Florida, we'd like a PPA. That would be nice, purchase power agreements, but it takes a little bit of political clout. So that's why I'm running for city council. And I'm really interested in talking to Keith about his solar farms up there in Massachusetts. We hear a lot about that because I'm really interested on how we can have community solar, where everybody owns a panel and gets some energy or some credits out of that. So that's a little bit where I'm at, and I just want to be a help to everybody. I have a Facebook group called Solar Energy Users that has about 1,500 people there, and you're welcome to go there and post your all about your company or all about your install. And I also organize Zoom chats like that with different solar users, so we can keep the dialogue going, and people don't have to leave their home to join a meeting. So that's a little bit about me, and I welcome anybody visiting my website and seeing what we're up to, and I'll be happy to share information and broadcast as I can through my social media, which is also not only Facebook, but is also Twitter and also LinkedIn and a little bit of Instagram if I can figure out how to get it to work properly at times, And I'm very interested in Periscope, as I mentioned earlier, and that's where you can do your own broadcasting. It's not just for recording, but you can actually be live as somebody is walking through with their little mobile phone with the mobile app called Periscope from Twitter and talking about their solar installation. Anyway, good to be here today. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, no, jumping in. I want to make sure, is there anybody else on the call we haven't heard from yet? I know our system is a little wonky, but any other thoughts from the crew we haven't heard from yet?
Well, I had one last thing I wanted to say, actually. I would encourage y'all, because we've got elections coming up soon, I encourage y'all to reach out, outreach. I know a lot of people don't like politics and stuff like that, but that's the only way we're going to get things done. That's the only way we're going to encourage solar. So if you might be interested in yourself, consider running for a hometown election for your hometown democracy. Or go to your political party, your favorite political party, and talk to them about solar and educate them about solar. So, I'm big into advocacy, and I just really feel that we need to get the word out about clean energy, because that's part of the solution to some of the challenges we're going to be faced with climate adaptation and climate change, is using clean renewable energy. How much of a relief it was, to learn. Well, not a relief, but as a concern about overseas, with Iran and the bombing of Saudi Arabia and the oil fields and stuff like that. But those of us who have solar or electric vehicles realize that we're not going to be as prone to those type of mishaps, with our energy usage if we're using clean renewable energy.
Yeah, that's a great point. Any other folks we haven't heard from, maybe had a question or wanted to talk a little bit about what they're doing? All right, well, great. I guess in lieu of that, and I know this happens to me a lot, I'll be in a call and then have a question 20 minutes after the call ends. If you find yourself in that position, please reach out to us at solartour@solarunitedneighborhoods.org, and we can provide you with answers and any other additional materials that might be helpful in your promotion of the tour. And so I'll speak on behalf of Kara and Tracy, and I were just really thankful for all of your support, and look forward to making this another great year for the National Solar Tour.
Thank you all so much. It's really great to be working with all of you, and we really appreciate your help. And we'll be in touch soon. Thanks, everybody.
Right, thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Kara.
Thanks, guys.